It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
No one cried about that. He's putting in a ballroom. Yes, it's a little weird. The ballroom won't be finished for 4.5 years. So maybe during his third term, he'll have the first inaugural ball. I hope.
His third term? Excuse me? That's not in the Constitution.
To be there. Once they builds the ballroom, the best part is all the people that talk trash about it don't get to come to it. So it's gonna be great. So I'll just be I'll be the bell of the ball.
Well, because the next Democratic president will invite all of them. They will.
Oh, Dana, you sweet child.
You live in D.C.
I do.
Have you seen it yet?
I have not seen the construction this week, but I am sure it's fantastic.
Okay, you put your...
Many people were surprised that the entire East Wing is being demolished because you had said initially that the ballroom would just touch or would not.
Well,
touch
certain
it.
areas
What
are being
happened?
certain areas are being left. We determined that after really a tremendous amount of study with some of the best architects in the world, we determined that really knocking it down, trying to use a little section. You know, the East Wing was not much. There was not much left from the original. It was over the course of 100 years, it was changed, the columns were removed, and it was a much different building. Then a story was added on in 1948, 1949. There was a story added on, which was not particularly nice. And the building was very, very much changed from what it was originally. It was never thought of much. It was a very small building. And rather than allowing that to hurt a very expensive, beautiful building that, frankly, they've been after for years. You have that. I brought these along so people could see, but it's about $300 million. It's set to do many, many things, including meetings of foreign leaders, including the honoring of foreign leaders. You can see this. This is a plan. If it's got tables so that you honor a foreign leader, we have a proper space. Right now, we have a space that with tables holds about 79 people. And this is a proper kind of a thing. Now, what the White House was doing, as you know, is they were putting tents out on the lawn. This is an interior shot of the ballroom. I think there'll be nothing like it. And it's being paid for 100% by me and some friends of mine, donors to it. The government's paying absolutely nothing. We're also working.
Do you believe the government is paying absolutely nothing? Absolutely nothing? So we are letting private investors invest in the White House, now a government facility. When has that ever been done? Maybe in dictatorships, but never in a democracy.
With the military on it because they want to make.
But wait, Donald Trump donates his entire paycheck to feed the children.
Make sure everything's perfect, and the military is very much involved in this. They want to make sure everything is absolutely beautiful. You can see the kind of interiors that we're talking about. That's an interior of the ballroom, and it's the highest level. And you see it goes beautifully with the White House. I mean, the mix is beautiful. Nobody's actually seen anything quite like it. I think it'll be one of the great ballrooms anywhere in the world. It's about $300 million. It's set to do many, many things, including this is going.
$300 million. Does this come out of? You know, he just gave $20 billion to Argentina. Now he's putting $300 million of his own plus donor money. It's people willing to give up $20 million for this White House so they can say that I invested in the White House. It must be nice.
Going to be probably the finest ballroom ever built, and we're doing it no cost to the country.
The demolition of the White House East Wing is underway to make way for President Trump's ballroom. It's understandably caused a lot of controversy, but the president is not the first one to make renovations to this building. In a lot of ways, the White House has been a constant work in progress.
Over the years, many presidents have made changes. This obviously would be the biggest change.
In the 19th century, this used to be a glass conservatory. Abraham Lincoln actually grew lemons inside of it. But in 1902, Teddy Roosevelt tore that down and built the West Wing instead. That's where the president and his staff have their offices. That's when the East Wing was built as well. So fast forward a few decades, FDR built an indoor swimming pool to help out with his polio. Eventually, they built the White House briefing room on top of it. A few years later, the executive mansion, which is where the president actually lives, was at risk of imminent collapse. So Harry Truman did a renovation, complete gut job. He also added the Truman balcony out on the south portico. Presidents have made all kinds of additions to the White House. Gerald Ford added a swimming pool out on the south grounds. Barack Obama expanded the basketball court. President Trump, in his first term, added a tennis pavilion. And of course, this time around, he's added all kinds of gold trimmings to the Oval Office. He's paved over the Rose Garden. He added a row of presidential portraits on the
Paved over the Rose Garden. No more Easter egg hunts for the kids. How do you pave over the only garden on the damn property? You know, it's just pavement. That's some redneck shit. Like, I don't want to cut my grass. Just put some concrete over it. Like, come on, man. This is supposed to be the White House.
West Colonnade. Those projects obviously much smaller in comparison to the 90,000 square foot ballroom that the president is now putting up where the East Wing used to be. The East Wing is where the First Lady used to have her offices, the White House calligraphy.
The First Lady? When has the First Lady ever been in her office? Where is the First Lady? Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego, a.k.a. Melania Trump? I ain't seen her in ages. She didn't even show up for Charlie Kirk's the Medal of Freedom thing that Melania put together for Charlie Kirk's memorial at the White House. She didn't even show up. She non-existent. Is she okay? Somebody send some distress signals to Melania Trump.
For certain military.
I've scoured the internet for updated pictures of Melania. I haven't seen one. There's not one picture of Melania out there. No, I mean, there's some scantily clad pictures of Melania, but not nothing new. Y'all ain't seen her coming. I ain't seen her in the White House. And when last time you seen Melania in the White House? When the last time you seen Melania?
All of them have been relocated to other parts of the White House complex. You know, preservationists have said that this needs to go through a public approval process, but it's pretty clear President Trump is in a hurry to have it done.
Why would you need public approval when you got a king? Make a ballroom fit for a king. That's what he should. If he just came on TV and said that, it'll make sense. And I wouldn't even contest it. I'd be like, all right, you make it perfectly sense now. I never knew.
It's disgraceful.
It's going to be beautiful when it's done.
It's sacred ground. Came down here to try to look for myself. It's a desecration, really, I think. I don't know that anybody particularly wants a big ballroom, even for those people who did want it. The promise was that the White House wasn't going to be touched. And here we are.
I figured I'd walk down here and see what was going on. I was glad to see that.
Cry your liberal tears. They are tearing down the White House.
The upgrade with the building. And you know, it's so funny they're saying how Trump's destroying everything. Go back through history. All the different presidents. Truman gutted the place. Roosevelt made the West Wing. Nixon had his bowling alley. JFK had a swimming pool. So, you know, he's adding his touch.
Renovations are always have to be made, yeah. I agree with that, you know. But the timing of it, you know, I mean, when so many people, myself included, I'm retired. I depend on Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, and all that, you know. And something like this, sending money to other countries, you know, cutting aid. You know, what happened to America first?
I just think that this is a mistake, and I don't think there's ever going to be something for nothing.
You got to build it for a president, so I think it's going to be a pretty good job.
I mean, you got so many people hurting, you know, and you got time to dance and celebrate. You know, so many people is hurting. You know, that's kind of backwards.
It's disgraceful.
Well, no time is ever a good time to spend $300 million of his own money to this ballroom for whatever reason, he's spending his own money when you have the whole Federal Reserve at your fingertips. But there will be no time. I know there's been plans for this ballroom for months and months and months. This is not nothing new. He had these plans before he even got in office. So the fact that it's going down, but then you have a government shutdown, but the construction continues because it's paid by private investors and Donald Trump himself. So there you have it. Now, I don't think Donald Trump's portion will get paid. See, Donald Trump said, it's gonna cost $300 million, but the cost is gonna cost $230 million according to sources. They say $230 million, but Donald Trump is saying $300 million. Who's pocketing that other $70 million? I can tell you who.
As it becomes clear that virtually the entire East Wing is coming down, White House officials are fielding a lot of questions about when exactly they decided to do this and what procedures, if any, they had to go through in order to get approval. We've gotten a new statement from a White House official about this morning saying that, quote, the scope and size of the project has always been subject to vary as the process developed. That's a reference to the fact that President Trump said back in July that his plans to build a big ballroom wouldn't affect the East Wing at all because those two buildings weren't actually going to be touching one another. It does now sound like the configuration for that ballroom has changed a little bit, because when I asked a White House official today why so much of the East Wing now has to come down, he said to me, well, have you seen the plans for the ballroom? This is a 90,000 square foot building after all, so it's not that easy to squeeze it in between the White House and the Treasury Department across the street. The president is insisting that the East Wing, which is home to the First Lady's offices, to the White House military offices, a few other offices, he says it's going to be built back bigger and better than ever. And a White House official is now telling CBS News that they do plan to submit updated plans for the new ballroom to the National Capital Planning Commission, quote, at the appropriate time, and they're hoping to do so soon. As it becomes clear that
Yeah, please. Please, go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. President, can you talk about your plans for the new ballroom that was announced today?
Yeah.
The $200 million, that's going to be paid for by yourself?
By me, yeah.
Private donations?
It's a private thing, yeah. I'll do it, and we'll probably have some donors or whatever, but it's about $200 million. So we've been planning it for a long time. They've wanted a ballroom at the White House.
They ain't gonna get paid. They ain't gonna get paid. Donald Trump is known for not paying people, not paying construction workers, not paying to get jobs done. And then he's gonna file bankruptcy, and then those construction workers won't get paid. It happens. It's happened many times with Donald Trump. But
House for more than 150 years, but there's never been a president that was good at ballrooms. I'm really good. In fact, I looked at one that we just built in Turnberry in Scotland, and it's incredible. We're good at building. I'm good at building things, and we'll get it built quickly and on time. It'll be beautiful, top of the line. We've retained the best architects and engineers, everything else. It'll be built over on the east side, and it will be beautiful. It'll be views of the Washington Monument. It won't interfere with the current building. It'll be near it, but not touching it, and pays total respect to the existing building, which I'm the biggest fan of. It's my favorite place. I love it.